I am Slick Nick, the ultimate Sigma male. What another treat for you. I mean, what a rewarding experience to be able to click this video, to see that thumbnail and think, my life's gonna be changed after I watch this video. Because in this video, what I'm going to be discussing is what makes a person cool, and then comparing that and connecting that to what it means to be a Sigma male. Now, I identify as a Sigma male, but I've been one my entire life. So for example, not once in my 43 years have I ever given in to peer pressure. In fact, the way I'm wired is, if everybody else is doing it, I purposely do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. And if nobody's doing it, then often I will do the thing that nobody else is doing. So that ultimately was kind of the giveaway. And then not to mention, growing up, or like when I was in high school and college, I didn't really date much. And granted, I've been married nearly 16 years now, but my time wasn't worth chasing women around, chasing girls, trying to get their attention. It wasn't worth it to me because I was doing my own thing. I had my own stuff going on. So I've always been a Sigma male. If you happen to know anything about Enneagram, I'm an Enneagram 9 and Wing 8. And I think a lot of times there are certain numbers like an Enneagram 9, Enneagram 4, Enneagram 8 that are, and even 5, that are more prone to be this Sigma male. So what I want to look at, and this is a shout out to a channel, Real Men, Real Style. I love that channel. But he made a video about what makes a person cool. So let's start with that, and then we're going to look at the traits of Sigma males. So what makes a person cool? That you're friendly, that you're competent, that you're trendy, that you're desirable, that you're attractive, that you're unconventional, that you're pro-social, which means that you are focused on helping others, and then ironically that you're also hedonistic, which means that you're self-indulgent, that you're humorous, confident, and emotionally controlled. And if you've watched my videos on the masculine traits, some of these line up to that as well. So that's what makes a person cool. Well, what are some traits of being a Sigma male? Well, they're the lone wolves, which is funny because, oh, but I'm married and have kids and I have relationships with people and I'm connected with, yeah. It's still a detached personality, but a lone wolf who can adjust to people that they like and can take care of people. So just because I'm a lone wolf doing my own thing, and that's always how I've always been, well, I can adapt to raise a family and have a marriage. I'm able to do those things. So the next trait was to be socially detached. Specifically, what I'm going to say is apathetic of others' opinions of them. And I would even say are focused on not seeking validation from other people, because a lot of people are victim to that. They are only as powerful, like their source of power comes from other people giving them the praise or confirmation that they need of their own identity. I would say a Sigma male doesn't need that confirmation. I'd say that's a big part of being a Sigma male. See, an alpha male is at a disadvantage because an alpha has to prove that he's best all the time and that he's in charge. Well, a Sigma male isn't worried about that business because he's doing his own thing. He's not dependent on other people to prove that he's in charge. He's in charge because he's doing his own thing. And I think that's the main difference between Sigma and Alpha. Next for Sigma, self-sufficient, original and fearless, self-aware, responsible, critical thinker, good listener, team leader, easygoing, non-judgmental, and they show their true color. So here's what we're working with. Nothing beyond that, nothing too fancy, because I'm giving you exactly what you need. So I think that's very fascinating. I think it's very interesting to see what is a Sigma male versus what makes a person cool. Ultimately, Sigma males are cool. So I think if you're not sure which one you are, I would say, well, being a Sigma, you're most in control of your own thoughts and your own decisions. Because again, alphas often are at the mercy of other people that they have to try to impress or be in charge of or that sort of thing. I mean, I can still be a leader while being a Sigma because I'm doing my own thing, but I'm leading people. I'm still a leader. I'm not completely detached from the world, but I operate independently. Now, I will close the video by saying this. I am still also alpha and I'm still also beta. But what I would propose to you is that my default is Sigma, my backup is Alpha, and then maybe my blind spot or my follow-up is Beta. It is important as a man that you are all three of those. For me specifically, I'm in Sigma mode most of the time. But again, I'm married and I have a family and I have friends, so I'm not always doing my own thing. Often I am, well, now it's time for me to be Alpha. The kids are home, my wife's home. It's time for me to help lead the family activities, what's going on, leading the conversation at the dinner table. I'm taking charge. And when I say that, I don't mean like, "Ugh!" I just mean that I'm being a calm, assertive leader in navigating that energy, making sure that the energy doesn't turn feminine, which I've mentioned before. Feminine energy is chaos, conflict, and emotional turmoil, whereas masculine energy is calm, stable, and providing logical solutions. So I definitely serve as an Alpha, but though it's not my go-to, it's not my default. And then that backup to the backup would be Beta. And I absolutely am Beta as needed. I'm that helper. I'm that nourisher. If you'd see me with my kids, you'd think that I was a flat out Beta, because that's what I'm doing. I'm nourishing and I'm protecting, and I'm more emotional, I would even say, at times, as I need to be with certain members of my family. Or if I have an opportunity to help another man and I can, then I will. And that's me being more of that servant mentality, which you can't be a masculine male if you're not part Beta. And I would say you can't be that masculine if you're not also part Sigma, at least. Maybe you are an Alpha, but what I'd say is you're at a disadvantage if you don't also know the traits of a Sigma as well as a Beta, being, again, more of a follower and being more of a helper. All of those are important to be a man. If you're just simply an Alpha male, then you're just a stereotypical Chad that ultimately you're not really winning in life. You're winning at fake life, you're winning on Instagram or whatever, but not in your actual real life are you succeeding in anything. So I very proudly identify as a Sigma male, and I think that's one of the attributes I have that has served me very well through my life and continues to serve me well. Because ultimately, I am a leader, but I'm also detached and withdrawn. Here's what it's like. It's like being an introvert who has an extroverted personality. Introvert on the inside, but what people see is that extrovert. But I'm not needing people's validation of my identity because I'm confident in who I am. And I'm not confident because of anything on the outside. I'm actually confident because of who I am on the inside. I would love to talk more about this, and I would love to hear your comments right here.